Hustling nonstop doesn't work. We've seen it with the amount of people on social talking about they desire more ease and leaning towards the soft life. And really, it's just because they're burned out. And that just comes from they've been doing all the things, but not getting all the results. You need to learn how to become a high performing entrepreneur instead. And here's how you're going to learn that. Hey guys, welcome back. If this is your first time watching, I am James Simpson, your high performance coach, and I'm the CEO of Go Beyond Great. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about what is a high performing entrepreneur. First thing I want to talk to you about is being consistent. If you want to get anything going, you're going to have to do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. You know what a lot of entrepreneurs call that? Being bored. But guess what? Let's think for a second. Just think for 1 second about any Olympic athlete. We can think about Usain Bolt. We can think about Michael Phelps. The list goes on, but it's a short list for those that have continued to win Olympics after Olympics after Olympics. Every 4 years, guys, do you think they get tired of swimming? Do you think they get tired of sprinting? Do you think they get tired of practicing only to perform every 4 years and knowing anything could go wrong? The fact is, it's not about being bored. It's not about going, oh man, I gotta wait until this point and I wanna have fun. It's about being consistent. It's about doing the same thing over time. Once you gain mastery in that consistency, you will find yourself checking off the first box to becoming a high performer. The next thing I need you to focus on is momentum. This is what consistency breeds. It births momentum because you can't get the ball rolling over and over if you're not willing to stick with something long enough. A lot of people say, well, I don't know what I'm good at. I don't know what I'm great at. It's hard to be good at something if you haven't been consistent. Stability releases ability. If you're not stable, if you're not solid in doing something over and over, you're never going to see the ability come from it. You don't see the ability birth, you're not going to get momentum. And when you don't get that momentum, you're not going to accelerate. You're going to find yourself stuck in the exact same place. Momentum brings acceleration, and acceleration is the point at which you excel and just move and grow. So if you want to actually see yourself, you want to grow your business, you want to grow your impact, you want to grow your following, you want to grow your revenue, you want to grow your influence, you want to grow all these things, you're going to have to gain and focus. Momentum is the key. Now, here's the thing. I talk about all of these things. I talk about becoming a high performer, but I want to not just talk about it. I want to teach you how to become a high performer. So from time to time, I do these free trainings. I want you to get on the list for my next free training. Go to gobeyondgreat.com/training and sign up now. My next training is happening very soon, and I'm going to teach you the very components that you need to become a successful and high-performing entrepreneur in this day and age. And my final point, so we realize we got to be consistent. We've got to gain momentum. Then what do we do with this? James, I'm doing all the things over and over and over, and now I'm starting to accelerate. I'm starting to move fast. I'm getting momentum. Now, this is the key. This is where everyone makes a mistake. This is where they stop with momentum. They hit their goal, and they go, I don't know what to do. Maybe their goal is 7 figures, make $1 million. Next year, make 1.5, 1.7. They don't go any further, and they eventually lead to burning themselves out or getting tired of doing what they're doing because they don't know how to do this last point. And that is leverage. You see, leverage is the point at which you scale. It's the point where you no longer you're not delegating things to people, you're replicating yourself. Leverage is the most optimal advantage at a given time. So if you think about a lever, so we think about a seesaw. As kids, you probably sat on a seesaw, and if you want to get leverage, you put more weight on one side than the other. That's what has to happen in your business. You've got to shift the weight. All of the weight is on you as a CEO. And then when you become a high performer, you go, wait a second. I'm going to do what I'm great at. I'm going to give the rest of this off, but I'm going to start to replicate myself, and I'm going to move this and shift this weight onto others so they can learn how to do this. We can replicate this, and we gain leverage. Once we get leverage, we take those people, we teach them how to become consistent, we teach them how to create momentum, and we teach them how to create leverage. And then that's the shift to move you from a 7-figure to an 8-figure entrepreneur. That's a whole nother conversation and video within itself. The point is this, guys, if you want to become a high-performing CEO, you're going to have to do these 3 things. You're going to have to learn how to become consistent and do things that honestly just lead most people to boredom. You got to do it over and over with repetition. That creates skill set. That is going to make you the greatest. The second thing you're going to do is focus on momentum. How do I accelerate? How do I get through this thing with excellence? I want to do it fast, but I want to get everything moving in one direction. Then thirdly, you're going to have to learn how to get this stuff off of you and get it onto other great people on your team. As I said, you will shift that weight. That will give you leverage. Think about the seesaw effect. And then you will see yourself operating as a high-performing CEO. So here's the thing. If you got to this point in the video, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to jump in the comments, and I want you to comment, I am a high-performing entrepreneur, because I know that's the shift you're about to make after watching this video.